So yesterday I was on the phone with a recruiter, and yes, I'm looking for a new job. And I realized something that really helped me during the interview, and that I hope will also help you. See, what I realized is that when I'm on the phone, my level of stress raises, sometimes a lot, especially at the beginning of the call. And when you're stressed, then your brain doesn't act the same way as when you are completely relaxed. So meaning you don't think as fast, and you can answer something stupid, or even your voice can sound a little bit strange. It can sound like, "Hi, this is Suzanne," and I could be like, how is it possible that I just say that? It's just because with stress, we tend not to speak normally. We tend to make more mistakes. So because you want to be the best at your interview, because you are being checked how good you are, so the recommendation is to prepare, and prepare again. And I identified two types of preparation. The first one is the beginning of the call, because my peak stress, the time where I'm the most stressed, is right at the beginning of the call. And the beginning of the call is the most important, because recruiters or anyone that you call, they make their first impression, and usually the first impression is the one with which they will stay all the call. And I learned that the hard way actually. The call yesterday didn't go that well, and I realized that the recruiter had something in his mind that I think was completely wrong. But what I think is because the way I interacted with that recruiter, I think that gave the wrong message, and she understood something different than what I wanted to say. I could notice that through the question I asked. I could see that no, I think she's not getting what I say, but I took ownership. That was my mistake. That was the way I communicated that make her feel that way. So what I do to prepare my calls is that I rehearse the beginning of the call, and I identify two patterns. The first one is the recruiter who say his name, and the second one is the recruiter just say hello. So the first one would be, if I just hear hello, I say, "Hi, my name is Tony. Is it Suzanne?" And they say, "Yeah, that's me." I say, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And rehearse that, because something, even when you pronounce your name, when you're stressed, it's possible that you don't pronounce it well. You may just hear, you say, what did you say? Or who is it? And guess what? When you listen to that, your peak stress increase even more. And you say something even that look even more stupid. It could be, "Hi, my name is Tony. Is it Susan?" It's, what did you say? And you need to repeat with even more stress. And the time the person understands, they already made up their mind about which kind of person you are. That's your first impression, and you already lost the call. The second pattern I have is if the person say his name, let's say, "Hey, it's Suzanne." Say, "Hi, Suzanne, it's Tony. How are you doing today?" See, just preparing the beginning of the call and rehearsing many times, so that when it happens, your brain don't think, they just say what they had to say. They are automated. That is something that will help you to win the most important part of the call, which is the beginning of the call. Okay, now the second part is actually to prepare the question. It doesn't mean you know exactly what you will say, but prepare all the question that would come, so that you don't think, because in this kind of call it's difficult to think, and you cannot prepare all the question that will come, but you can prepare some of them. And the more you prepare, the better it will be when it's time to answer. So for example, if they say, "So Mr. Candidate, why should we hire you?" And you say, and you look like you're thinking, you're not sure, you don't know what you want to say, to a question that say, "Why should we hire you?" That look unprofessional. That does not look good. So for a lot of this type of question, prepare in advance and rehearse, and sometimes the question will not be exactly said that way, but because you prepare, and even with the stress, you will be able to overcome it and you will feel more natural. So that when you answer, and by the way, when you answer, look natural. Don't look like a robot that is just replying what you just rehearsed. Look like it's the first time you hear this kind of question, and just answer it in a very professional way. So let's say if they say, "So Mr. Candidate, why shall we hire you?" You say, "You know what? That's a good question. And if you don't mind me asking, exactly which kind of candidate are you looking for? Which kind of profile are you looking?" You know what? You know what? That's a good question. If you don't mind me, and you know what? That's a good question. And if you don't mind me asking, you know what? That's a good question. And if you don't mind me asking, exactly which kind of profile are you looking for? So you see, I tried multiple times just to say it now, and I made a few mistakes already. Meaning that rehearsing, being able to go in automatic mode will help you to overcome your interview, will help you to sound better, to sound more professional, to sound like people that they want to hire. Okay, so generally, how do you feel in an interview call? Do you feel stress? If that's the case, comment below. And what do you want to overcome? You know, I could make more video about this topic. Just let me know and comment below.